All right, now it's time to take a look at the latest business headlines. To help with that, we're going to bring in accounting professor at Montclair State University, Dan Geltrude. And here in studio is former NASDAQ and business reporter Krysia Lenzo. Good morning to you both. Okay, let's get into those markets. So they finished the week down. This morning, futures are up ahead of the opening bell. Dan, I'm going to start with you. Now, you are an accountant, and it's tax season. Tomorrow is officially when taxes are due. It's tax day Tuesday. Any last-minute words of advice for our viewers?
Sure. So you certainly don't want to delay any more at this point, being tomorrow is the due date. Look, here's what I'll tell you. Do not rush through your taxes. If you're at the point where you're rushing, that's a mistake. File an extension. You have until October 16th to get it right. Mistakes on tax returns are red flags. So with that said, keep in mind that you have to pay all of your taxes. You only get an extension to file your tax return. So be careful about that.
Ooh, okay. That is very good advice and very good to know, Dan. Moving on, Walmart's chief merchandising officer is stepping down after 32 years in that position, as the retailer actually expects a very tough year ahead. Krysia, to you, what do investors need to know?
Unfortunately, this trend is very pervasive when it comes to big box retailers, and with Walmart especially so, because people are focused on discretionary spending. They're not focused on, average items that we need. So at this point in time, Walmart really needs to refocus. They actually acquired a brand, Bonobos. It's a menswear brand that's pretty hip and trendy. They had to sell that brand overall, so they took a loss there. They bought it for $310 million back in 2019. Now only valued at about $70 million. So it's not great for Walmart right now. The retail space in general is taking a beating, so investors should be wary.
Yeah, absolutely. How about this? So Warner Brothers Discovery is dropping the name HBO from its streaming service, HBO Max, and now they're going to just simply name it Max. And they will combine HBO Max programming with their Discovery Plus programming to better compete with Netflix and Disney Plus. Dan, what do you think of this move? I mean, do you think this will increase subscribers? I mean, I know a lot of people, they connect HBO, that name, with a lot of their favorite shows. This is a very interesting move.
Yeah, it really is. But this is the signal here that the future is with streaming, and they believe that, well, HBO has kind of had its day. Although great programming, they're looking to the future. And the future is not just what HBO had been about, which was kind of, entertainment for the adult world. It has to include kids and families. So being that's their target, I think it's good for them to be able to basically get a fresh start, a fresh look. And if they have good programming, people will watch.
Yeah, I don't know, Dan. I think I disagree with you a little bit. I just always connect HBO with shows like Game of Thrones. You have The Sopranos. Those are so connected with that name, HBO. It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. But moving on. So the weather is, of course, warming up, which means it's time for vacation. Krysia, what tips do you have to get the most discounts on airline tickets?
Yes, so summer travel is almost near. Everyone's looking forward to vacation season. But that being said, there's a lot of demand, a ton of increased demand as to bookings, and even international travel. We've been seeing people spend upwards of $1,000 more on round-trip airfare. But what you can do to save here is book on a Tuesday or Wednesday. That's really the best move when it comes to booking airfare using Google Flights or Hopper or any of those aggregate sites where you can compare and contrast prices there. But other tips include using PayPal Honey on some of these different booking apps like Expedia or even VRBO. So there are ways to get around it and save. Really, the key tip here is booking on a Tuesday or Wednesday and not leaving on the weekend. So that's prime time.
That's very good to know, because I think I plan all my flights on like a Friday afternoon, but a Tuesday or Wednesday, cheapest flights. That's a really, really good tip, Krysia. So Anheuser-Busch and Budweiser are now releasing a new pro-America ad with the iconic Clydesdale horses. That's after customers have boycotted Budweiser for an endorsement partnership with a transgender influencer. Okay, Dan, what do you think about this? Is this ad going to win back customers, or has the damage already been done?
I think there's a certain level of damage in which certain customers are not going to come back. As far as the Clydesdale, well, listen, everybody loves those horses, so this is probably a good move by them. But here's the bottom line. Budweiser completely misread this whole situation. This is know your customer, and that the people that drink Bud and Bud Light and so on, they did not want to be pulled into a controversy. They just want to enjoy their beer. So my advice here to Budweiser and to all companies, stay away from controversies and just deliver good product.
Yeah, Dan, Krysia, I see you nodding your head while Dan was talking. What are your thoughts?
I completely agree. I think in this case, Budweiser really missed the mark by getting involved in a lot of this, a lot of divisive issues. Even the CEO admitted to that, and $6 billion wiped off in terms of the market, what they lost here. So I guess this is their way of saving face. I don't really understand, the whole image here, but I get it. They're trying to be pro-American and create a different perception.
Yeah, like Dan was saying, everybody loves the Clydesdales. You saw the One World Trade Center in that ad as well. Maybe they should have just stuck with the pro-America ad. Dan Geltrude, Krysia Lenzo, thank you both for joining us this Monday morning. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Alex.
Thank you.
All right, coming up.